My colleague and I, Claire Crooks, are co-principal investigators in the Public Health Agency of Canada study called MindUP for Young Children. And there's actually two parts to that study. There's both a school part and a community part. The school part of the project is where we're evaluating a program, a social emotional learning and mindful awareness program for children in kindergarten with our partner, the London District Catholic School Board. The community-based part of this program is creating and evaluating what we've called Making Mindfulness Matter, creating a culture of resiliency in the family.
When we talk about social and emotional learning competencies, we're really talking about those skills that children and adults need to be successful in everyday life. You can be as smart as you want, but if you don't have those skills to get along with others and make good decisions, you're going to not have the same positive outcomes. So social and emotional learning competencies include things like self-awareness, social awareness or awareness of others, self-management, good decision-making, and good problem-solving. We know that when really young infants and toddlers are exposed to a lot of violence and chaos, it can affect their ability to soothe themselves or to manage themselves even at a neurological level. So social emotional learning competencies are needed by all children, and children who've been exposed to violence probably need some extra help to develop them.
What we are hoping or expecting to see is that children will be more aware of their emotional state, whether they're excited, whether they're bored, whether they're sad or joyful, and be able to take their own internal temperature and how they're feeling in their bodies and in their minds, and then have the skills to bring themselves back into balance, to get into a calm state.
We don't always know which children have experienced violence. So a trauma-informed approach tells us that based on what we know about how common these experiences are, in any given classroom, in any given soccer team or swim lesson, you're going to have a group of children who have experienced at least one form of violence. And doing social emotional learning programming with all children is a way to provide support for these youth without having to identify them and know who they are.
Implementing the program in a trauma-informed framework means making the program and the classroom safe for all students. For children who have been exposed to trauma, the benefits of social emotional programming, because of their added levels of stress, are even more beneficial for them.
I think what the trauma-informed training really reinforced for me was the importance that the school environment has for some of our kids. For some of them, it's the only place that they feel safe, and it's really up to us as educators to make sure that they're developing positive relationships and that they are somewhere where they feel safe and they feel comfortable.
The trauma-informed practice and training really helped me gain a better understanding of what some of my students are going through before they even enter my classroom in the morning. And that perspective helped me become a better teacher and meet the children where they are at.
The kids buy into it and every day is new and exciting. I love that. I also love that the words come back to me, my words come back to me during the day. One particular Friday afternoon I had yard duty. It was snowing and it was terrible out, and I was groaning about having to go out on the yard, and one of the kids quickly told me I was being a pessimist, and it made me totally turn my behavior around.
I can't even tell you how many times somebody would have said, well, right now he's thinking this way, and it would be all the MindUP language. It would be a conversation about why somebody else is feeling the way they do, and that makes for a very comfortable classroom, a comforting classroom, a safe classroom, I think.
So parents and children come together and they each go to their respective groups, and then at the end they come together and practice some of the skills that they've learned. Parents learn the parenting aspects of social emotional learning and mindful awareness. Children learn the same concept of how to manage their really strong emotions. 90% of families indicated that they find that these skills helpful in regulating their emotions so that they can respond differently.
I would recommend this program because I feel that it has a lasting impact on these students' lives, These are skills that they might not necessarily be learning at home or outside the classroom, so with us intentionally implementing this into their lives in the education setting, I think that there's many benefits that will come not only immediately but in the future as well.